This is by far one of my favorite things to do, because I really find that by you developing, identifying, becoming aware, as we discussed, and then accepting and appreciating your identity in business is really, really the key. Because who is the most important person you need to impress in your business? You need to convince about your business. Who is the most important person? It's you. If you don't know what you are in this for, how you communicate, what's your strength, what's your identity, what's your vision, then nobody else will. You gotta get clear on yourself first. Become this ultimate super conscious leader. And this is something that I never did when I was developing my previous businesses. All the network marketing, all the little ideas that I had and all these little products and services here and there, I was trying everything. I was just jumping into the product without actually realizing what is my place in this business. Who are my customers? Because once you know who you are, you will know who will buy from you too. And that is really, really powerful. And there aren't many business coaches, there aren't many programs that actually help you identify this. And I guarantee there is hardly anybody at school or parents who actually help you discover your true identity. Now, this is just a small, short practice for today. It's really quite exciting. And it is just a very quick activity. However, I need you to pause and read what I'm about to present to you, because there's quite a lot of information. So it's all about you becoming extremely effective in the business. Because once you have that awareness of your leader character and of your values, you will become so much more confident and authentic in how you come across to other people. It's all about you having personal, powerful brand, but you don't have to please everybody. Some people in business, they want to please everyone, and they are afraid of having haters, as they call them. Now, I don't want to encourage you to get haters, but I do want you to become really clear about who is it that you are. And we have 4 characters here. So, stay with me here. There is warrior, the sage, the guardian, and the adventurer. The warrior is a very target-driven person, very much likes challenges, delegation, and just that material wealth and fortune. Sage is a person who loves that self-development, harmony, and collaboration, and just being organized and just kind of having this smooth going. Guardian, on the other hand, is somebody who loves responsibility, loves looking after people, really takes it seriously how much responsibility they have, and looking after people, setting these boundaries, guidelines, having a bit of authority. Adventurer, on the other hand, is somebody who loves challenging that status quo, loves doing things differently, probably challenges their managers, kind of like me. My managers must be so happy that they got rid of me finally. Because I would be that kind of person. Loves to have a bit of fun. So I know that was a lot of information, so here is a more detailed overview. So just pause now, just for literally a couple of seconds, and then we're going to find out who is it that you sound like the most. And this is just a short little fun activity. Don't worry if you're not quite sure, but try and have a look and which one sounds the most like you. Now, this is quite interesting, because actually what you can do is build a true identity based on this. Now, what I would actually like you to do is, again, once I've shown you all these sentences, pause for a moment, write these sentences down. They're just so short. It's so short, but so effective. Now, first of all, the style that is least like you is what? And the style that most sounds like me is which one? So choose one that is least like you and the one that is most like you. And then how can this be seen? So for example, I mentioned about myself being a bit of an adventurer, and this could be seen in me when I kept challenging my managers actually, and wanting to innovate all the time. But for example, I have a really, really good business partner, amazing lady, and she's absolutely the guardian. She looks after everybody. She takes looking after people so seriously, and she literally will go over and beyond. And she is absolutely creating a legacy That's something that guardians do. They love creating that legacy. So it's very unique and personal to everybody. What were your 2 biggest values? I'll show you the table in a moment again, so you can have a look and pick those values. But while I'm talking, just keep writing these sentences down, and then you can fill in the blanks afterwards. And what actually motivates you to work hard? What are you really passionate about? And that could be about anything. So just continue the sentences. What do you think is your core strength? Maybe it's from the table of the values that I showed, and I'll show it to you in a second. And what is the business you are going to lead to success? So pause now just really quickly if you haven't yet written these sentences down, and then I'm going to show you the table again and you'll fill out the rest of the blanks. It might be a bit tough, but it's all about getting your brain juices flowing and you discovering that true identity of yours. Now, here we are again. Here is the table for you. Now, just take a moment to write this down. This is really important for you to start identifying and building on those strengths of yours. Don't focus on your negatives, on your weaknesses, on things that you don't do well. Focus on what you do well and who you are really about. So just pause now and complete the rest of those sentences. Okay. So hopefully that was interesting. We also do a lot of activities, actually, what kind of marketer identity you have. Because a lot of the time, especially in the day and age that we live in now, you need to be really quite present in social media. Maybe you don't do social media. Some people only focus on calling. Some people focus on public speaking. Whatever that is, I would still encourage to do social media. But creating content, creating posts, creating webinars, creating talks, creating your 60-second pitch, whatever that might be, we actually help you to create that in one of our branding and online marketing workshops. But just very briefly, there is 4 different types of marketer identities. You might want to write these down and actually reflect on it afterwards. So this is just slightly different. Although there is one that is actually the same, which is the adventurer again. So one marketer adventurer, identity, is adventurer. Marketer is all about how you come across to people, how you build relationships with them. So if you are an adventurer, maybe you want to get people to explore, get out of their comfort zone, do something crazy. Then there is another one, which is the reluctant hero. Maybe it's a person who doesn't want to take really the praise, who always wants other people to be recognized and identified and passes their successes to others as well. I know a few people like that, absolutely amazing. But then there's also the leader who really leads the way, innovates something, does something completely different. Maybe they have their own way of thinking and doing things and has a bunch of people following them. And the last one is the reporter. Reporter is more like a factual based person. So maybe doesn't want to have, it's about me, this is what I think, but actually more is about informing people, educating people on certain facts. Now, the more clear you get on your marketer identity, the more comfortable and easy it will be for you to create content, whether it's online or offline. So it's all about you really embracing your unique skills, your unique strengths, your passion, something that you're really good at, and actually something that you already do well. I can't emphasize this enough because many people try and become something that they're not. Whereas actually you are already doing something incredibly well. You just need to recognize what that is. And that's why I'm asking you to do these activities, because it truly makes a difference. Because when you know who you are, you stop self-sabotage. You start appreciating your skills and strengths and be grateful for your experiences. You can be open to learn, but also admit that you need others and not criticize others. Because if you are comfortable with yourself and who you are, amazing things happen and you actually start being so much more positive with other people too. But really important is to be grateful for your experiences. You know, when I said earlier that I had a tough time when I was a kid, and actually I grew up with someone who had mental health issues. Now, that is really quite challenging to grow up in that kind of environment. I'm not sure if you know anyone or if that's happened to you. However, actually, those experiences that I had in my childhood have made me a better person now. And there are people who actually let their past pull them down, but there are also people who make their past as a driver for them. And that's what you need to do. You need to make your past as a driver for you.